What's up, YouTube? It's James Rabel back with you, aka The Rage, for episode 2. Today we're going to talk about this list that comes out every year in the National Hockey League. It's called the top 25 players under 25 years old. And there's two big things I saw on the list. One omission and one way the list is ordered that I really feel I should comment on. So let's get started on that. I'll put a link up somewhere on here, but unless you're an ESPN insider, you won't be able to see it. So what I will do for you is I'll give you the link to Greg Wyshynski, aka the Puck Daddy, over at Yahoo Sports, who has the entire list there and his thoughts on it too. So if you want to check it out after you watch this, you can go there. So I'll put the link up in here. But the list done by Neil Greenberg, who works for ESPN, goes as follows. I'm going to go from the bottom, and I'm going to work my way up. So, starting at number 25, Wayne Simmons. Number 24, Tyler Myers. Number 3, Semyon Varlamov. Number 22, Patrick Berglund. Number 21, Jordan Eberle. Number 20, Kevin Shattenkirk. Best name in hockey outside of Cal Clutterbuck. Number 19, Evander Kane. Number 18, Sam, I scored 8 points in one game, Gagne. 17, Milan Lucic. Number 16, Victor Hedman. Number 15, Jeff, I used to be a figure skater, Skinner. Number 14, David Perron. Number 13, Jamie Benn. Number 12, Tyler Seguin. Number 11, Alex Pietrangelo. Now here's where we get a little dicey as we get into the top 10. Number 10, Seguin's teammate, Brad Marchand. Number 9, Erik Karlsson. Number 8, Drew Doughty. Number 7, Taylor Hall. Number 6, Patrick Kane. Number 5, New York Islanders' own John Tavares. Number 4, Jordan Staal. Number 3, Logan Couture. Number 2, Steven Stamkos. And number 1, the reigning champ from last year, Jonathan Toews. So there's your top 25 NHL players under 25. Two things. Number 1, the one thing that I saw and that Wyshynski saw that I'm sure everybody else will look at, how is Brad Marchand better than Tyler Seguin? And this is why. The parameters for this list are the player's career-to-date performances, both in the playoffs and the regular season, based on traditional and advanced stats. I believe the traditional stats were just goals, assists, points, shots on goal, and I believe the advanced stats were Corsi, relative Corsi, stats like that. And when you take a look at it and when you use those parameters, then it starts to make sense. Brad Marchand has a bigger track record than Tyler Seguin. The reason why that sounds so crazy, why is Marchand better than Seguin? Because we automatically assume, and we go by the thinking of, well, he's going to be great. He has the potential to be great, but he hasn't gotten there yet. This isn't the top 25, under 25 based on potential, because then Brad Marchand wouldn't even be on the list. Brad Marchand's a two-way player. Seguin has the chance to be a top 5 offensive player down the road. But it's based on what the players have done before the age of 25, and Marchand has done more, both in the regular season and the playoffs. It's still a little crazy to think, but it's not like they had Marchand 10 and Seguin 24th or something like that. But still, when you roll it off the tongue, it's like, what did I just say? Marchand's better than Seguin, but Seguin has done more in his career. But 10 years from now, 15 years from now, when we look back on both careers, it's not going to be that way. We're going to look at Seguin as a very, very good offensive player, and Marchand was a good two-way player. I mean, that's what we think. Anything's possible. But the other part of this list that's kind of got me a little perturbed is the omission of Ryan McDonagh. There's no Ranger representation on there. There are a couple people that are left off the list. Oliver Ekman-Larsson of the Phoenix Coyotes is another example. But I want to focus in on Ryan McDonagh here for a second. And Neil Greenberg put in his post for the top 25 under 25 the reason why he left out McDonagh was that he didn't have a big enough track record. And with that part, I have to agree with him because McDonagh's only played a year and a half in the NHL. But having said that, you've watched Ryan McDonagh in that year and a half. You know he is not only the best Rangers defenseman, but one of the best young defensemen. Maybe not two-way, maybe not complete, but one of the best young defensive defensemen in the NHL. His skills are unparalleled. He can skate. He's great with his stick. He covers up his mistakes with his speed and with his skating ability. He's got great hockey sense. And he went, just put it in perspective for you. He got called up January, a couple of years ago, and immediately started playing in the top four with Michael Sauer and became, behind Stahl and Girardi, their best defensive pairing. Stahl gets hurt, has a concussion, misses the first half of last year. What happens? John Tortorella turns to Ryan McDonagh because he knows he can trust him and he knows how talented he is and puts him in the top spot on defense with Dan Girardi. And for the entire season, they were Tortorella's go-to defensive pairing, and arguably the best defensive pairing in all of hockey last year. McDonagh, I believe, finished 15th amongst skaters, not even just defensemen, skaters, in ice time in his first full year with the Rangers. So based on his maturity, based on the fact that he went from being, as a highly touted prospect, we all knew that, but from going from that to making the jump to the NHL right away. Yes, he spent about 4 months, 5 months in the AHL, but since he came to the Rangers, has catapulted himself into the conversation as one of the best young defensemen in all of hockey, not just on the Rangers. So for that reason alone, and those reasons alone, I'm kind of upset that he's not even listed on here. Sure, an honorable mention's nice, but it'd be nice to see a little notoriety. Forget it. It'd be nice to see a little recognition for him. So those are the two things that I noticed from this list. And what do you expect? It's ESPN. If you want, I'll put up another 25, under 25 that I found from The Score, Justin Bourne of The Score, and Backhand Shelf. He had his own top 25. Let me tell you, though, he's got a serious man crush on Chris Kreider because he's got Kreider on there. And I think he changed his parameters around a little bit because Kreider hasn't played a regular season game yet. Yet he had him listed 20th in his list. But I'll put a link up for you guys to check out as well. So there you go. There you have it. My thoughts on the ESPN top 25, under 25 NHL hockey players. Let me know in the comments section below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with what I had to say? Check out the list. Let me know if you think that somebody belongs somewhere different on the list or doesn't belong on the list or a person that should be on the list. Like, comment, share with friends, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We'll see you next time.